Greetings. The Adrian Dominican Sisters welcome you to a presentation of a sister story. I am Sister Peg O'Flynn, and today we are having a conversation with our Sister Mary Therese Napolitan, who is presently in ministry in West Palm Beach, Florida, and as well, she resides there. So let us welcome you again, Mary Therese, and thank you for giving us some time to share your story with us. And let's begin where you began. I think you began in Michigan, in Port Huron.
That's correct.
That's good. So if you just want to start and tell us about your family life and up to your schooling and your siblings and what was family life like. So the floor is yours.
All right. I was born in Port Huron, Michigan, and my parents, Sam and Teresa Napolitan. I have three sisters living and one brother living and one brother deceased. I was the second oldest in a family of six. We had a wonderful family life. We were a close family. We all had chores, and the second oldest and the first and second oldest got the most chores. And we often laugh about that because the youngest one got to do just about nothing. But we all shared, and it was happy. It was happy family life. My dad worked hard. My mother was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
And we all went to school at St. Joseph's Catholic School in Port Huron, Michigan.
Okay.
We had Adrian Dominican Sisters. We had such a wonderful group of sisters there. And
who was there? Do you remember their names?
I remember right down the line.
Okay.
Sister Helen Joseph was first grade.
Okay.
Sister Marie Bertrand was second grade. Sister Evangelita was third grade. Sister Elaine Treese was fourth grade. Sister Marie Dennis was fifth grade. Sister Marie Cordia was sixth grade. Sister Rose Edward was seventh grade. And eighth grade and principal was Sister Agnes Clare.
Okay. That's right. Those were the days they were principal and teacher.
That's right. That's right. And I had, I really loved school. I loved school. And I went to a high school, St. Stephen's High School in Port Huron, because our sisters did not have any high school in the area. And I had Immaculate Heart of Mary sisters in high school for 4 years who were always trying to get me to be interested in Immaculate Heart of Mary life. But I told them I had already made a decision. I was going to the Adrian Dominicans.
But you weren't asked, wait a minute, no Adrian Dominican sister invited you?
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I have an interesting story. When I was in second grade with Sister Marie Bertrand, I knew right then, I know this may sound strange, but I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. I knew that for sure. And I wanted to be, because we had such happy nuns in our area, that I wanted to be an Adrian Dominican sister. And when I was in fifth grade, there was a play that was going to be held, and they needed a teacher for the play. It was going to be for the parents. And so they asked me if I would be the teacher's sister in the play. Well, I was delighted.
Okay.
And they asked if my mother would get material. They would make me an Adrian Dominican habit, which they did. And they provided the veil and all the headgear to go with it. And they made the habit. I was in the play, And then I got to take the habit home. And I used to dress up after school and come to the dinner table all dressed as an Adrian Dominican. My father used to say, "Sister will lead the prayer." So I led the grace before meals at every prayer, every night for dinner.
Do you have a picture of yourself? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
I do.
This is where we should have pictures on this.
Yes, I know.
Story,
yeah, I've got a great picture of me with my habit on. Yeah. And then here's the real clincher. The sisters said that when my headgear stuff got soiled, they told me what day they do starch. And I used to bring my thing in a brown paper bag. They used to get it all freshened up for me. And then my music teacher was Sister Mary Emanuel.
Okay.
I took lessons from her. And so she told me after school, she'd tell my homeroom teacher to have me drop in and pick up the brown paper bag that she had ready for me. And that was my fresh headgear to go home and dress up and play some more. So
that something?
It was very interesting.
Yes.
And I never changed my mind that I was going to be a teacher and an Adrian Dominican all through. Then I got to 8th grade, and unbeknown to my parents, I wrote a letter to Mother Gerald. And I asked Mother Gerald, those were the days that they accepted, people for earlier than high school.
Yeah.
And so I asked her if I could join the Adrian Dominicans. And this letter came to the house with the return address, Adrian Dominican Mother House. And my mother says, "Mary Therese, what is this?" And I said, "That's probably my acceptance to enter the Adrian Dominicans." She says, "Oh, no, honey. You're going to go to high school, and then you can make a decision after that." So that squelched that for me. But I never changed my mind, even in high school. I was bound and determined I was going to be an Adrian Dominican. And so after high school, I entered right away. I graduated on June the 9th, and I entered June 26th. So I was all set to go. And so then, do you want me to go into where I went as?
I have a question. Was there any sister in particular? You seem to have, received something from each of them in some way, some spirit. Was there one in particular that was, besides your parents, that were inspired you?
Yes, Sister Mary Bertrand, my second grade teacher.
Okay.
And every morning we would say a Hail Mary, the class, that we would become what God was calling us to become when we grew up. And so that inspired me. I already knew I wanted to be an Adrian Dominican, but I just prayed that God wanted me to be what I wanted to be. It was funny. But she inspired me very much. So, yeah. Okay, and then my 4th grade teacher was another one that I think she sensed that I was, I had a vocation. Sister Elaine Treese.
Okay.
She really, I knew she really liked me, and she became my sponsor. She was my sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bet the IHM sisters were not too happy, but
no.
then you decided to go to Adrian. Okay. Right after high school. Good.
Right after high school, I went to Adrian, and I wasn't one of the sisters that went out right away after I made profession. I stayed in and studied for the rest of that year.
Yeah.
And then I was assigned to St. Mary Assumption in Swanton, Ohio.
Okay.
And so that's where I went first.
Okay.
And I taught 4th grade there. And then in my...
And wait a minute, did the habit still fit you?
I don't know. I left it behind. I left it home. I didn't take it with me. And then when I was in my 2nd year at St. Mary Assumption, which I really liked it. It's real farm country. It was great. We actually had to carry our drinking water from the school. I mean, that's how farmy it was. We didn't even have drinking water in the convent. And I was in my second year and I developed all of a sudden a back problem. I had a very bad back that got progressively worse. And I was eventually taken to Adrian, to St. Clement's Infirmary then, they called it.
Right.
And I was there for a couple of weeks, and Sister Cleophas was going to Ann Arbor for another problem, medical problem. And Mother Gerald said for them to arrange to take me also, because we had already been in contact with 5 doctors and nobody could find the problem. Well, I went to the Mother House and then on to Ann Arbor. And I was in Ann Arbor for several weeks, running tests and whatever. Nobody could find anything. And so I was beginning to think that they were thinking, the congregation was thinking that it was maybe all in my head because nobody could come up with anything. And so I was in traction there, and it was getting close. It must have been closer to my 5th year or something, because I was getting close to, when I was in Ann Arbor, I remember now that I was getting close to final profession.
Okay.
And I got a call that said to me from the provincial or whatever, that I shouldn't ask for final profession because I wasn't in good health. Well, that was quite disturbing. And so I got in conversation with God and I said, you called me in 2nd grade and I've been waiting to do this. And now they're telling me that I'm not strong enough physically to do this. So you better come up with a doctor that's really good. Well, about a week later, my doctor contacted a doctor at University Hospital in Ann Arbor to come over and take a look at my situation. And he said, I am going to find the problem if it's the last thing I do. And he did. Now, it was a time when x-rays were not as advanced as they are now.
Yeah.
So he found my problem, which was fatty tissue tumors embedded in the lumbar.
Wow.
And he found that by just feeling in the lumbar. He just kept feeling and feeling until he felt something knotty. And so I had surgery and I recuperated from that. And I made final profession, and I was happy. And so then I went on to St. Jude's in Detroit next.
Okay.
And then I was at St. Jude's for about 4 years with Sister Leonida, who was wonderful.
Yes.
And I got great tips about teaching there because I was with Rose Noreen and Leonida.
Right.
2 of them. Okay. So I loved St. Jude's. It was great. And I was too much enjoying it. And I got a call at Thanksgiving in my 5th year there that said I was to leave there the day after Thanksgiving. They were making a 3-way switch.
Yeah.
And I was involved in it.
Okay.
And I went to St. Lawrence in Utica. And so I left there at Thanksgiving and I went to St. Lawrence's in Utica. And I was there a few years. And those were kind of hard years there due to a kind of a tough principal and superior. And so I developed there a spastic colon condition. And I did a lot of doctoring there. That's what I did. And so then there were a lot of us changed when the summertime came. And I was not one of the ones that was changed. I was one of the ones that was told to stay. and it was very interesting because there were 26 sisters there and 8 were chosen to stay. Well, I was very sickly and I was chosen to stay. So one of the sisters said to me, I think you need to call the provincial and to tell her that you cannot stay. You've got to get changed. So I went over in the night in her office and made the telephone call and called and said that I cannot stay here. I just cannot stay here. And so then I got changed. From there, I got changed to St. Isidore's in Mount Clemens.
Out in the country, kind of.
Yes, to wonderful Sister Fabian. She was just wonderful. And so I was there for a couple of years. And because I was sick when I got there, she just had me do my teaching, and I had no other responsibilities in the school to do except just teach my class and come home and rest and get back to good health. So I was there only a couple of years, and I got changed then to St. Antoninus in Cincinnati. And that was a wonderful place to be. And we had a very, very fine community of sisters there. And then what happened in the congregation, we had that change where sisters could choose where they wanted to go. Well, everybody chose to leave. And I thought that the people were not ready for everybody to leave after having everybody there for so many years. So I made a decision to stay. So I was the only Adrian Dominican there for the next couple of years, and some charity sisters moved in with me. And we made community together, and it was great. And then after about 2 years, I decided that the people were kind of used to it, not having sisters all over the school. And so then I made a decision to leave there. Now, in my second year there, though, by myself, I got a call from Adrian, from Loretta May. And Loretta May was principal at the academy. And Loretta May said, Mary Therese, we are asking 4 sisters to come to the academy.
Oh, okay.
And we would like to start a new individualized program. Mm-hmm. And I would like you to consider coming. And you and Kathy Shans will do junior high and develop this program in that area. Well, I really liked Cincinnati. And so I said to her, I got to pray about this. So I did. And I said, I'll get back to you. Well, it was about 3 to 4 weeks before I got back to Loretta May. And I said, yes. And so then I went to the academy. Well, we worked hard at the academy getting this program.
Was that Gilmore? Is that Gilmore Academy?
No, it was our academy.
Oh, our academy in Adrian. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Our academy.
Okay.
And so we worked very hard. Kathleen and I were there, even weekends we were there. Well, what happened to me is I developed my spastic colon again and had a problem. And so I was there 1 year, and the doctor said, you better consider changing your work. And so I got a call from Toledo, and Eileen Sullivan called me.
Right.
She said, we have one opening here, and I know it's what you teach. It was language arts. And so I said yes to that. So then I went on to Toledo.
Okay, Mary Therese, let me just, we only have 30 minutes, not left. Yeah, so yeah. We can't go through each place. I know you spent a lot of time at Rosarian.
17 years.
Yeah, maybe if you could just bunch some of them and just tell us a few significant experiences, so we can,
All right, let's see, from, where did I leave off? Cincinnati, and then Toledo. Toledo. Okay. And then when I was at Toledo, I got a call to come to Rosarian Academy.
Okay.
And so I came to Rosarian Academy, and I was dean in the boarding school for 2 years, and I taught in the school for 17 years. Not solid. I broke that and went and studied for a year and then came back.
Okay.
All right. So those were wonderful years. That's a wonderful school. It still is a wonderful school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I was there. And let me think. I'm trying to think of what was next. Oh, I know. Then I went out to California, to our hospital, Santa Cruz. And I coordinated volunteers out there.
Okay.
Now I have to inject this. When I was a young sister, I really believed in our institutions. And I made a promise to myself that I was going to try and serve at some of those institutions if I had the opportunity.
And you certainly did.
And I certainly did.
Yes.
So then I went off there, and I just stayed there 1 year. Okay. And then I came back, and I went to Barry University. And I served there as a campus minister.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then my mother was very sick. And so I left there and went back to Toledo. And then after that, I got called to be principal at Plantation.
Florida?
Yes, St. Gregory's Plantation.
Okay.
So I went there. And then eventually I came back to West Palm, and I, let's see. I'm trying to think of all these years.
That's all right. We don't need to know every little place. It's what's happened to you and what was transformative to you in these following years of your ministry. Because right now you're in ministry in Lantana.
Yeah.
And
yes.
What is it that you know?
In Lantana now? I went to St.
St. Patrick's?
Yes, I went to St. Patrick's, and I was director of religious education there. Okay. Then the assistant there was made a pastor at Lantana.
Okay.
And so after 7 years, I resigned there, and I got called to go to Holy Spirit in Lantana, and I went there and finished his term. And then a new pastor came, and I am still there right now, and I'm in my 11th year there.
Wonderful. So you're in parish ministry there.
I'm sacristan. I'm head sacristan. There's two of us.
Okay. Yep. So that was a very full ministerial life, and you're still in your ministerial life. And now you're living on Casa. And there aren't too many people there, huh?
There's two of us.
I know.
And Judy Rimby is in apartment A. So there's three of us. Yes.
Be a nice place to come on vacation.
It would be wonderful, and you're invited.
Yes, I would feel very welcome. So what do you think, where do you think the Holy Spirit's leading you at this time of your life? You're still engaged in ministry, but is there anything that you've always wanted to do and you haven't done yet?
Not. Okay. I've been thinking about it. What I miss terribly is teaching. Okay. I love teaching.
Okay.
I mean, I have thought about maybe doing a part-time thing.
What about the literacy? What about the literacy center? You have a literacy center there in West Palm, don't you?
Yes, we do. We do.
That's a tremendous need. If you feel you wanted to do something like that.
I haven't given it a whole lot of thought because I like where I am, and I love being able to do all the things that you do, decorating and all of that. I love that. Yeah, good. I love that. And the Lord has blessed me with tremendous energy.
Good.
And so I still, I'm in good health.
Good. Then you use that energy.
Yeah.
What do you do to relax?
Well, I read.
What are you reading right now?
Well, right now I'm reading congregation stuff, the racism and that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what I'm doing right now. And I don't know, I stayed pretty busy because, Casa is a big house, and Sister Joseph Eileen is really not able to do, keep the house up. So right now I'm doing that. And, it's funny, but I have a thing. I love to work. I find work rather relaxing. To tell you the truth, I mean, I can be very relaxed just getting something clean that I've been wanting to do for a while, or get a cupboard cleaned out. Yeah, I love it.
Is there something about you that maybe only a few people know that we'd be surprised at? Like, you go mountain climbing, or you water ski, or just something unusual that we wouldn't think you'd be interested in?
Well, true confession. A friend at St. Patrick's got me into going down to the casino once in a while.
Oh, that's really true confession.
Yeah, that's true confession. But I used to go with her. But of course, this pandemic,
be careful.
I haven't been there now in going on 3 years. So I guess that's not too harmful. No, I like to go into a park and just enjoy sitting and watching.
Wonderful,
whatever,
wonderful. So nature.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Is there a favorite scripture saying that you or some quote that kind of has been part of you and your life?
Yes, I have called you by name. You are mine.
Very good. From second grade on.
That's right. From second grade on.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your favorite candy bar?
My favorite candy bar, actually, the thing I like the best are almond M&Ms.
Oh, almond M&Ms.
The second best is Reese's. I love Reese's.
Do you have a favorite song, religious or otherwise, or a favorite artist?
What's the name of that song? I can't.
Yeah, I caught you off guard.
I can't think of it right now.
Do you like to cook?
I can't say I don't like to cook, but I haven't had too much opportunity in the last so many years that I've had to, because we've had a cook here. Because we used to have 12 sisters.
I know
here,
you did. Uh-huh.
And we had a cook, and all the compartments came over.
Right.
And so, I mean, I can cook, but we've got a gentleman that is a cook who comes in, and they allowed us to keep him on to do Sister Joe and I. He comes in at 3:00 and cooks an evening meal for us.
Oh my, that's wonderful.
I know.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, she can't do it. And, by the time I get home, I'm not too anxious to start cooking.
Right.
Yeah.
What's been one of we're going to have to end this up. What's been one of the funniest experiences in your lifetime, besides having your own habit at second grade?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Something that was an interesting experience that you talked about. You're getting the habit.
Yeah, that was really funny. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's fine. That was an unscripted question. Sometimes it just gives us another point, or another way of knowing ourselves a little bit better.
Yeah.
Sometimes we know the person's ministry, but your family life was important, and you made that very significant in your life, and your siblings and your parents. So,
and my mother was an Adrian Dominican.
Oh, she was.
My mother was in for about 4.5 or 5 years, and she went home because she was not able to wear the headgear because she got carbuncles on her scalp.
Oh my word!
Yeah, and then my sister Grace, of course, was in for 12 years.
Yeah.
So I'm number 3 in the family that's an Adrian.
Isn't that something? Well, how lucky we are. And I just want to end this and say again, thank you so very much for your willingness to do this, to share your story. And that's just an important part of who we are as a congregation, and you're significant in our history. Thank
you so much. And I really was excited when you called me.
Oh, good.
So
Very good.
Yes,
all right. God bless you. And you're talking about being invited by Loretta. And, you know, her wake is this evening.
Yes, I know. I'm planning to watch it. She was a wonderful principal.
Oh, yeah. She was wonderful, wonderful.
I had her twice.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. All right. Well, God bless you, Mary Therese. Tell the nuns down there I said hi.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
If I want to go on vacation, I'll be down.
Okay. All right. Good. You're welcome. Bring your friends. Okay. Bye-bye.